Hey guys, it's Tamika. Hope everyone is doing well today. We are going to do a quick reading. I am going to pull a question from one of these in this box. I'm just going to mix them up and then pop one out. And then we'll see what we're going to be getting into. Okay, I'm just as excited as you are. Okay, it feels like the Grammys or something. Oh, something could be significant about an award ceremony. Or like someone winning some type of prize or something and their name is going to be announced. Like it's a competition. But anyway, so the question will be, are you excited? I'm excited. All right. Boom. What can I do to help me be a better mother or father? Wow. Okay. Which deck should we use for that? Wow, that's kind of heavy. Damn. Okay, so the energy that I felt like before that, where I was like all excited and stuff, maybe this has something to do. We've talked about competition when I opened the paper. Kids, you think about them having some type of like school programs or things, even like parent-teacher conferences or whatever. Maybe there's a need to be more involved in that. Maybe as well as not be so serious, because you know how it was just lively, and then all of a sudden it was like the question was like, wow, that's like heavy. So there may be a need to kind of not be so stringent or so tight-gripped. Maybe you have teenage kids and they're not allowed to do a lot of things. They don't have a lot of liberties. Definitely like participating more, I guess, in their life, asking them questions. This could be a relationship where it's like we see each other in the hallway. Like I tell you important things, but I don't really engage. And that could ideally come from something involving the way you were brought up and how you engage with your parents. Wow. Okay. We're going to get one of these cards from the trauma deck and see where that all came from. Oh, I didn't even put the candles on. Interesting. I typically do that. Something about being consistent with something. Maybe something to do with fire. Maybe it has to do with like someone is a fire sign. Fire is about creativity, about action, taking more action with something, being more present. Fire is also purifying. So there could be some things, some emotions that, where was I just going with that? Purifying emotions. You need to cleanse something. Something needs to be released. We have community violence here, and at the bottom, blaming you for their problems. So with community violence, and we talked about not allowing the kids a lot of liberty, you could live in an area that is a little more crime-ridden, and so now you're like really, you're afraid for their safety. It could also be that you are more paranoid because of the way you grew up. You're more, not paranoid, yes, but very, very protective. You don't like them to go out of your sight. I was thinking about an example with me and my mom when she went and let me go somewhere. I was like 19 and it was like midnight, so she went and let me leave the house. Her reasoning to me was more of, at 19, she had kids already, 2 kids, and well, about to have 2 kids. And at 19, you know, I'm just really starting my life. So there could be some type of jealousy as well. Kind of wanting to live through your child. There could be a need for someone to forgive their own parents for how they were raised, because we have to realize that although our parents didn't do the best jobs possible, they did the best that they could with whatever they were, you know, provided with, the tools they were provided with in their upbringing. They could give you no better than they gave themselves, especially if they weren't in the energy of trying to heal from their own past. Because if we're not trying to heal from what we went through, we're just going to perpetuate the same cycle. We're going to do the same things. Let me get one more. Community violence. There could have been bullying, cyberbullying. Wow. Early childhood trauma. We have 25 and we have 1. 2 is about duality, decisions, choices. That's also balance. 5s are about change, chaos, competition, choosing to change, choosing to leave a tumultuous situation behind you. And with the 1, that is a new beginning, starting fresh, manifesting something better than you had before. Something could have happened with between the ages of 0 to 6 months, early childhood. There could, with regard to community violence, bullying, cyberbullying, with, well, kids get bullied, like right now with Krishan Rock and her son, and how people are just merciless with some of their comments with regard to her child. Well, whatever his condition is or whatever is wrong with him, it's just a lot of negativity. He could have faced that. I didn't grow up in a time where there was a lot of, you know, issues with me with regard to like the internet and bullying. Excuse me. Shit, I just like to say shit. Like, I guess the bullying for me didn't start like MySpace days, and that was minor. But, and that was me and an individual with the, you know, subliminals and shit. You know how females do. Like someone's child could have got bullied online with the 0 to 6 months, and this is why someone is very protective of their children. Maybe there's a need to not, like, I know that everyone likes to post everything in the world that goes on in their life, but maybe there's some things that could be a little bit more private. Like, for instance, like with kids, there are children, of course, and I've done this, so I can't be a hypocrite. I've put my children on the internet. But once I really started, like, thinking about things, like, I take away their consent. Their children, and 0 to 6 months, you don't have consent. You know, your parents are your voice. They're the people who make the decisions for you. But it's still, maybe, you know, if they were of an older age, they wouldn't want to be on the internet. There are kids who don't, you know, crave or want to be in that type of limelight. So, and what number is this one? This is number 26, which is 8. 2, again, we're making a decision. We have the 5 to the 6. And the 6 is like balance. It's about integrity. It's about, also about karma. So karma could be significant with regard to a situation. Someone is receiving karma, maybe from some type of bullying, cyberbullying, or some type of violence in the community. Now, I have a card here that says gang violence. So community violence is like violence among your particular community. So this could be like your neighborhood. Oh, wow. This community violence could not actually be like that you live in a bad neighborhood, but the community violence could be amongst your family, like your church community, your nucleus, your home community. Your friends is your community. Your job or people in your community. Oh, this will do fita. Let's get some cards. I don't even know what cards to get. Let's use the Shadows of Darkness. And 26 breaks down to 8, which is about expansion, growth. It gives me like 8 of Cups energy, moving away from something that is emotional, leaving something from your past with regard to your community and the violence that you might have suffered. You could have had like a family full of people who fought, and like they would fight all in the neighborhood and everything. Nonconformist, number 8. Living your own life doesn't require conforming to other people's expectations. Realize your full potential and free yourself from expectations. So this community violence could actually also spill over into how you interact with your child. Maybe you are a little more aggressive or hot-tempered, quick to anger. With the bottom, we have distracted. We go from the 8 to the 9. It's time to focus. This is an invitation for you to give priority to your needs without feeling guilty. Pick a direction. If you don't, it will be far more difficult to accomplish anything. When you're distracted from something, you could be just distracting yourself from the issue at hand, at the problem. Maybe you're afraid to go against the grain with regard to the people in your family. In the beginning, with the kids, we did like pop them, or they got not beat because they were still pretty young. But they, what is that saying in the Bible? Spare the rod, something, the child or something. I don't know. I got beat as a child, and I didn't like it. It was sometimes excessive, and it wasn't a lot. I could count how many times that I remember it happening, but I didn't want the aggression that I was feeling to spill over into my kids. So we don't beat our kids, and we haven't for many years now. We have, the youngest is 14 and the oldest is 16. So for many years now, we haven't had to be physical with them. We do a lot of talking, and things that your parents would say, oh, you're being grown, or you're being fresh, or like, we allow them to express themselves but not be disrespectful, because there's a difference. They are individuals, and they are who they are, and at the end of the day, it's not my job to mold them. It's my job to support them to be who they are going to be. So nonconformist, maybe you want to change something, or maybe you have been thinking that, but you don't know how to go against the grain. Maybe it could be beating your kids, and now you don't want to, and people think, oh, you're doing that. What is that? Gentle parenting. Everyone is different. Not every child is different. Not every child is the same. Not every parent is the same. So what else do we have? Look, and then we have this Well, it's upside down. I think that is a little sacrilegious. But it's like going against tradition, going against the beliefs that have been pressed upon you for years, that have been rooted in you from your family. Rooted is number 28. Respect stability, cultivate it, and persevere your own energy. And preserve your own energy so that you may continue forward. Be cautious not to let trivial things affect you by becoming more rooted in the truth, more rooted in your own truth. When we are like so agitated by little things or something someone says that bothers us, it's something inside of us that like, if your kid did something when you're extremely happy, like you're in the best mood ever, and they do some stuff and you're like, oh my goodness, get up, let me help you clean this up. Baby, you gotta be careful, you can't blah 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 blah. Like, your energy is different. But when you're annoyed, that could set you all the way off. What the fuck are you doing? Now you're cussing and screaming at your kid. And one of the things I never did was cuss at them. That I don't like at all. I don't like calling them stupid or they're dumb. Like, as an adult, as a grown person, you don't want someone talking to you that way. Why would you talk to your child that way? It's like, you don't have to be cruel to talk to someone, to tell them some real truth, some honesty. But when you're angry, you're just, going off the cuff. But when you are in this energy where you're trying to heal, it's better, you're better able to control that. You're better able to notice that behavior. I check myself. Like, that's how it was like a gradual, slow process for me to be who I am. I would cuss like a sailor. I would get pissed off at the drop of a dime. The drop of a dime. Especially if I was in the wrong mood. I remember one time having like a damn temper tantrum. Like, I was so angry. And it was because there was stuff inside of me that I needed to get out. I needed to release. I needed to acknowledge. I needed to figure out why. Why? And not, oh, why, woe is me. No, why do I do this? Why does, when this happens, it affects me in such a negative way? I trust my husband I trust him more than I trust anyone else other than myself. And because of the experiences I've had in the past, there are still some times where if he's on the phone and he's like laughing too friendly to me, it affects me a little bit. And I check myself. I'm like, I know this man, like, he's sitting right in front of me. Why is that affecting you? Why does that bother you? Where is that coming from? It's insecurity within myself that I still am dealing with, that I still need to process and heal. It's not an overnight process. And just because it looks good doesn't mean it's all good. But that's neither here nor there now. So we're talking about how to be a better mother or father, community violence, nonconformist, going against the grain, being rooted in your own truth. The way that you feel about yourself extends to how you treat the people around you and how that energy affects them. I didn't want my kids to be scared of me. I was scared of my father when I was younger. And not just because I got beat a couple of times. He was very, like, his words could hurt you. Sometimes you would rather get beat than to get yelled at. So we have elevate with number 13. If something feels off or looks too good to be true, trust your gut. Reach out to those you enjoy spending time with to elevate your energy. So that means your frequency is kind of low. I'm going to get... they're all mixed in. Your frequency is low. We have 8, 10, and 4. Those could be significant. August, October, or April. We also have January and March, February, May, and June. 25, 26, 28, 13, 8, and 1 can be significant. Birth dates, ages, whatever, however it resonates with you. But elevate, you need to elevate your vibration. How can we do that? We have fortitude at the bottom. Do not succeed your power to forces that are not in your best interest. There's something to do with this community. As you gain more insight into the role that emotions play, you may improve the world that you live in. We were just talking about emotions. Being able to, it's not easy. And I won't sit here and act like it's a walk in the park and, it's just going to come, because it doesn't work that way. But the fact that you are willing to listen to this reading and acknowledge that there is something that you could be doing better as a parent, that right there is a step in the right direction. Now, when you get angry, maybe you will get angry, but then maybe you'll also think about, right after that, you'll think about, oh my God, I don't believe I just did that. I just did this. I listened to this whole reading and I was going to change the way I was feeling. But look how you're acknowledging now that that behavior is not good. It's not in your best interest. It's a process. I wanted to get other cards and I don't know what I was about to do. Elevate. I don't know why I always do that. And I was going to say Batman. So that must be significant. Parents. Someone might have lost their parents in an early age to community violence. Oh, I'm so sorry. Someone could have lost their parents when they were like 0 to 6 months. But just at a very young age. Sotitia no kita, tierra fotoco no kita. Pechera no fiqueras. We're going to get an archetype card. We're going to get the energy that you are in and the energy that you need to, your goal is to aim towards. I know I say need a lot, and I don't like to make it seem as if I know everything and you just need to do what I say, because I want this to feel, I would like this conversation or these readings to feel like I'm talking to a friend, like I'm really giving someone advice that I really want to excel and heal and grow. Warrior, the energy that you are moving towards. And this athlete is the energy that you are moving out of or you're currently in. And at the bottom, we have child orphaned. Feelings of abandonment that stifle mutilation. Sorry. Seeking inappropriate surrogate families. So this gives me that energy where everyone could be like your brother. Oh, that's my sister. That's my cousin. Adopting people into your life to fill some type of need. So the energy we have here is athlete. The light attributes: dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. So you're moving into, like, if you're not already into this energy, this athlete energy, this is where you're coming into. Because like I said, you're here listening to this reading, to this question. There are a lot of channels on YouTube where you can get karmic readings and your love life and what money is coming to you. But how many people really sit and listen to readings that have to do with bettering themselves? And acknowledging that there is an issue, that there is a problem. So you're moving into this energy where you're getting this personal willpower, maybe to even, for some, like I said, move away from this community of violence. Someone could have, you know what? Okay. So there's a movie, oh my God, I don't know the name of it. Maybe it was a TV series, but it had the guy from Law and Order, I think CSI, and he was the uncle to some girl whose parents were killed when she was young, and he took her in and took care of her, but he was involved in like the violence that had to do with her family, well, her parents going beyond. So someone could, like, it sounds very, someone could be involved in the same type of energy that affected their parents in a negative way. Maybe someone is doing, like, if your dad was a drug dealer, you're just following in those type of footsteps. But the energy that you're in is athletic, which is dope because it gives me that strength card energy, that Leo energy, getting that fire back into you. And then you're going into this warrior mode, which is strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will. Heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. Ego death. Someone is going to be having an ego death, realizing that it's not just about me, it's about we. When we're just thinking about ourselves and when we're in our ego, we're very selfish. It's all about what we want. When we're in our ego, that's why you can't be in a relationship and have unconditional love in your ego. Because let's say, for argument's sake, that relationship was going to end. Your ego is going to put you in your pride. And when you're in your pride, it's like, you can't leave me. Like, I'm the best thing you ever had. As opposed to being outside of your ego, maybe realizing that this situation may be toxic. Maybe it's not even toxic. Maybe we just don't work anymore. Maybe we just don't click and we have different interests and we're moving in different directions. This is when you can sit down and be an adult and say, I want you to be happy. Even if we're not together, I want you to be good. As well as that person feeling the same way about you. That is an unconditional loving relationship. But when you're in your ego, it's about what you want and what makes you happy. So if to look outside of yourself, maybe it is like with your children. You have to look outside of yourself and realize who they are as individuals. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, what else are we gonna get? We're gonna get one of these. Monarch on my feet. Express yourself. Draw, dance, write, sing, paint, create from the heart. Let's get some more. Call back your energy. And you need to call back your energy from this past stuff, this stuff dealing with this community. Things from your past that, whether it be from your parents or your community, your to extended family, whoever it is, you need to call your energy back from that. What is that saying? Energy flows where energy goes. So if you put a lot of energy into negativity, what's going to flow back to you is negativity. You put a lot of energy into worrying and being anxious and not being able to focus. It's going to bring you more of that type of energy, and it's only going to antagonize you and make that worse. So we have be humble. I admit when I am wrong. Humility is my truth. Being rooted in your truth. That is dope. And your gifts are enhancing. Your gifts are enhancing because with this, to me, tells me that your intuition is starting to heighten. Because you're recognizing things that need to be different, that need to change. You are becoming more aware. And that is a beautiful place to be. So we're going to get a few of these. We have narcissistic tendencies. So these could be, and don't take it personal because we all have narcissistic tendencies. There was, I think I've said this story before. There was one time I was in the kitchen with my kid and we were talking and I wanted him to do something. But in the way that I said it, it was in a way that like felt, it was like, oh, like if you do it for your mom, or the way I said it was manipulative. And it wasn't intentional. Like I didn't seek out to be intentional, but I realized, wait a minute, I'm being emotionally manipulative, and that's not the behavior that I want to exhibit, especially to my kids. I don't want them to be that way to other people. So these narcissistic tendencies, it deals with that ego energy. Your ego lives in narcissistic tendencies, you know what I'm saying, or narcissistic behavior. But to have the tendencies, we all have the tendencies. It's now at this point where we need to recognize them. So we also have cry, cleanse your pain, free your emotions. You need a release, and we started this reading talking about needing a release. We're going to get one or two more. Intimacy concerns. Intimacy is not sex. So, yes. And I was going to say something about being intimate with the people around you. Maybe it's just a matter of hugs and kisses. Being more mindful of being affectionate with the children, or with, well, the children, mother or father, with your children. Appreciation goes a long way. I've also in the past, I found myself always telling my kids like, yeah, you didn't take the garbage out, or you didn't do that, or you didn't do this, or, you know, next time do that. And instead of being, like, I realized that I express a lot to them of what they don't do. Do I express enough of what they do? So when they do anything for me, I'm thankful. Could you, especially with my brother being here, they help a lot with that. And if I'm making dinner and they bring him his plate, or they make his cup for him, I'm like, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I let them know that what you do is appreciated. And maybe you feel that you feel unappreciated. And there could be a sense of needing to kind of cradle and hug your inner child. You know, maybe sit down and think about all the positive things that you do, all the great things that you bring to the table with any situation or any relationship in your life. Not being in your ego to big you up, but there are things that we don't even recognize about ourselves that are really awesome to other people. And they appreciate those things even if they don't say it. And when we do those things, it's like it comes back to us. My kids are always thanking me for stuff now. Always. For things they don't even have to thank me for. I'll make dinner. They'll be like, oh, Mom, thank you for dinner. It was so good. They don't have to do that. But they're showing their appreciation. And they kind of like, what you do for others comes back to you. Where energy goes, energy flows. At the bottom, we have take accountability for your part. Like, don't be that dude who blames everybody for everything. No, I fucked up too. You know how humbling it is to have a conversation with somebody and you just know you're right. And then when you go and look up the information, you're like, oh shit, I was wrong. And you just knew you were right. You know how humbling it is to go to that person and say, oh, yeah, I saw, no, that stuff that you were told we were talking about. No, you were right. I was wrong. No, you were right. It's humbling, very humbling. But it allows us to be vulnerable. And it allows us to accept that we are not perfect. And it's okay. We're not meant to be perfect. We're here to learn. We're here to love. We're here to live. So, I wanted to get one of those cards from like the love deck since we were talking about that with the self-compassion. My box just fell with the questions in it, and some of them fell in the garbage. Who is angry? Don't be mad. Don't be mad. I'm just gonna get them out. Look, making peace. Let's be good. This is the thing for the book. I mean, it lets me know about the deck. What is self-compassion? Oh, maybe you need to hear this. Self-compassion means relating to oneself with kindness and care, rather than judgment and criticism. It is a quality that can be developed through practice and taps into parts of the brain that have been shown to regulate emotions, reduce depression and anxiety, as well as improve our general well-being. It includes treating oneself with compassion when life inevitably becomes difficult and deeply appreciating what is good in us. Oh my God, appreciating what is good in us and in our lives. It does not mean being selfish, ego. In fact, research has shown that developing self-compassion leads to less selfishness and greater compassion for and connection to others. At the bottom, making peace. Ask yourself if, I gotta take a sip because I was smoking and my mouth is dry. Ask yourself if there is any part of you that resists self-compassion. If so, ask that part, how are you trying to keep me safe? Which is like a survival mechanism. We learn to find ways to protect ourselves from being hurt, to protect our emotions, to protect our heart. How are you trying to keep me safe? Can you attend to those needs rather than attacking? Making peace with yourself. What did I say? We're not perfect, right? Let me put that out. We're not perfect, and we're not meant to be. We can only accept who we are and improve upon that if that's what we choose to do. I'm going to get one more, and I think that's like 2 or 3. 2 is 2. Okay. Look, and this is another thing for the deck, how to use this deck. Maybe get yourself a deck. Maybe you can get yourself some type of oracle deck or a deck that, even this one, is the self-compassion deck. And maybe just like pull a card for yourself every day or once a week. Maybe once a week. So that you give the energy enough time to shift. But pull a card once a week and, let's see how that works. So we got making peace. We got nourishing joy. In every moment, there are infinite reasons to be upset and infinite reasons to be happy. What did I want to cry. Make a list of 5 things you could be happy about right now. Don't stop if more keep flowing. And we'll talk about making a list of why nothing. Self-compassion breathing. As you breathe in and out, see if you can allow yourself to enjoy the sensations of breathing. Let it be a pleasant sensation and enjoy it as deeply as you can. Repeat for 5 breaths. So like you can, like say if you got this deck and you pulled this particular card for self-compassion breathing, do that for the entire week, every day, and see how that makes you feel, how it helps raise your vibration and increase your frequency. I'm gonna get some I'll get some letters and stuff. I've already been on here for 40 minutes. I can't remember what deck this is. I have that's here. Some of these I didn't write on the back of them. Yeah. I want to, this is the trauma deck. And this is the love deck. The love deck. Okay. I'm just going to put some of this to the side. Maybe I'll just put it up. You could just give me a few seconds. I'm mad I didn't put the lights on. Maybe something could be something to do with some of the electricity too. Maybe your lights are not on. But in any regard, lights, something about fire, because I typically have these candles lit, and I do have candles lit. It's like 4 of them, but there are like 7 in total. That as many candles as I can fit on my little desk. I love candles, always have. Okay. So we'll get a couple of letters and whatever else comes out in this. Numbers, frequencies might come out, the months or birth dates or anything. Not anything, but stuff will come out. Someone is in the emotion of grief. I was going to do a pick a card with these decks, and I don't know yet. Grief. We have the crown chakra, 963. We have 741 hertz, awakens your intuition. The letter E. This is a lot to really use these. The letter H. I want to try to put them as close as possible. EH. We have July, or Sunday is significant. We have the letter E again. The letter D, ED. Ed, Edward. Department. GED. Someone could be getting their GED. Someone's parent. Oh, I said that got it. Someone's parent got a GED. I don't even know why I said someone's parent. G0IO. The number 6. The number 10, closures. 10s are about closures. November is significant. The letter W, the letter F, and the letter S. We got Leo at the bottom here. It's got to do with Leo, or your passion, your drive, what makes you happy. November 10th, November 6th, July 10th, July 6th. 0, go. The GW Bridge could be significant. Edgewater could be significant. A hospital is significant. Wisconsin. Mississippi. '76 or '67 could be significant. Something starting back at 1. Starting from scratch. Oh, look, we have ego here. Diego. Gotti. Got. God. Someone has a dog. Someone could have like a lot of dogs. Something about someone's education. Maybe someone has education in grief counseling. Someone could be in grief right now because of this situation. Someone's intuition is heightening with this crown chakra and the awakening your intuition. And we had that at the bottom of one of the decks. Gifts are enhancing. Someone's intuition is heightening. I think that is all that I see for right now. I was gonna get some more letters, but I think I've been on here for a minute now. Something about socks. Socks. Socked. Like someone got socked in the eye. Oh, violence. Socked. Isn't it F-E or F-I that has the F-E as the, it's for iron, the abbreviation, for, not abbreviation, but the chemical name for iron. Someone's iron. Something about the blood. Something about the blood. Oh, the blood of, I see G-O-D. It makes me think of communion. The blood and body of Jesus Christ. Something about religion. Something about communion or church. Oh, someone could be 60. Someone could be 70. 110 or 100 is significant. '75, '76 could be years. Like not the age of 1975, 1976. All right. Hi. Ooh, hi. H-I. Someone could be, do we have, someone could be doing some type of substances that get them, I want to get high. And we got weed, R-E-D, Wednesday. Weed and Wednesday. Oh, sorry, that was personal for me. Okay, I think that's all I have. I don't want to get any more. If I get, no, I'm not going to get any more. I really don't feel like it. I hope this is very helpful to you guys. And thank you for listening. Thank you for staying with me for this long, because I know this is not one of those readings that make you, it's not happiness to see me, you know. It's never it's never easy to acknowledge that there's a problem and you are the problem. So, again, thank you for listening. I hope this was very helpful to someone. And have an awesome, awesome, awesome day. Bye.